Yeah, I'm sorry, babe. Work is a lot right now. I'll be done in a sec, I promise. I just have to. Okay. No, sorry. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at this stupid form. They changed the formatting again. Did I tell you that? They changed the formatting on the incident reports like a month ago, and I just kept filling out the old version by accident, and then I have to redo the whole thing. It's so annoying. It is so stupidly, pointlessly annoying. Hold on, let me just finish this paragraph. Okay, sorry. Or was I? Yeah, no. It's just been one of those weeks. You know, we had a thing today with 173, the statue one. I've told you about it. And it wasn't a breach, nothing crazy, but somebody on the rotation blinked at the wrong time, and now there's like a whole pile of paperwork I have to do because technically that counts as an incident even though nobody got hurt. Nobody even got close to getting hurt. I mean, the D-class blinked, the other two D-class were watching, it didn't move, everything was fine. But because she blinked, I have to write a 4-page report about why she blinked and what we're going to do to prevent future blinking. Like, she's a human being, she blinked, that's what we do. Sorry, I'm venting, I know, I'm sorry, sweetheart, I shouldn't be... I see you over there, by the way, watching me with that look on your face. You've been so quiet. Have you been waiting for me this whole time? Oh, baby, you didn't have to wait up for me. You know that, right? I told you I'd be late. You should be asleep already. I mean, look at you. You already have gone. Your eyes are doing that thing where they're, like kind of open, but also like kind of not. I mean, I think it's adorable, but that's not awake. That's a person pretending to be awake. Sweetheart, I know what awake looks like, and that's not it. Okay, fine. You're awake. Whatever you say. You know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop. This can wait till tomorrow. It's really not that urgent. The report's not due till Monday, and I'm being a perfectionist about it. I do that. I mean, I know I do that. You know, I do that. Everyone I know who knows me do that. That I know. I'm tired. I'm sorry. Don't look at me like that. Okay, let me just There. Saving. Okay. Closing it. Closed. Done with work. I'm off the clock. I am officially a person again and not a researcher. Oh, God, my back. Oh, my back is killing me. I've been hunched over this thing for like 3 hours. Why didn't you tell me to come to bed sooner? You're supposed to be my conscious about that stuff. You're failing at your one job, you know. I'm kidding. Come here. That's better. That's so much better. God, we have such a nice bed. It's always so warm. I forget every single day how nice this is, and then I get in and I'm like, oh, right. This is what being a person feels like. Wait, hang on a second. Let's just rewind. Like the last 5 seconds. What did you just say? Really? You want me to actually talk about it? Like the SCP stuff? Well, because I mean, baby, you're usually not that interested. I'm not being mean. I'm just saying. Last time I tried to tell you about a containment procedure, you literally fell asleep with your mouth open. Like mid-sentence, I had to put a pillow under your head. So, well, forgive me for being a little skeptical right now. Okay, okay. I believe you. You actually want to hear about it. Huh. Okay. That's actually kind of sweet. That you want to know what I do all day. Nobody ever asks me about it. I mean, obviously I can't tell most people, but you have the clearance, sort of the honorary, you know, boyfriend clearance, which I made up. Don't tell anyone I made that up. Okay. So, let's say you want me to talk about my work. Okay. Um, I'm gonna take a wild stab in the dark and assume it's to help you fall asleep. Right? Because honestly, that's probably what's gonna happen. Wait, no. No probably about it. That's definitely gonna happen. I mean, my work is, it sounds exciting when I describe it like that. Like, oh, I work with anomalous entities at a secret, like, government site. Ooh, scary. But day to day, it's mostly forums and meetings and waiting for things to happen. And then shit hits the fan, and then everyone's freaking out, and some people might die. We all might die. But anyways, so if you want a bedtime story, I'm probably the wrong girlfriend to ask. But if you want to be bored into a coma, well, I'm exactly your girl. I mean, I know I'm your girl regardless. Okay, I'm just gonna. Sorry, I'm kind of fangirling out. I'm so excited to tell you about my work. Okay, fine. Let me think. Where do I even start? Ooh, okay. I guess we should start with the one I was, just complaining about. The one that ruined my afternoon. Actually, not just me. It kind of ruined the whole office. Well, the room that I'm with, my department anyways. The statue, yeah. But first, come here. Yeah. Put your head right here on my shoulder. There you go. Good boy. That's better. That's how this works, right? I mean, you can't just lay over there on your side of the bed while, mommy tells you about her day. That's not how this is gonna go. You have to be right here. So I can feel you breathing. So I know you're still listening. You are such a good boy for me, aren't you? Already getting all cozy. Already settling in. You're so adorable. Okay. Let me start over. Okay, gosh, let me do this properly. All right. So, SCP-173, the sculpture. Okay. Okay. So, picture this. Picture like the ugliest sculpture you've ever seen in your entire life. Like the kind of thing that would be in like a really pretentious art gallery, and you'd walk past it and go like, "Oh, who would pay for that? Who would look at that and go, yes, this is art?" I mean, okay, so it's this really lumpy, concrete looking thing, kind of vaguely humanoid. Like, it has a head and shoulders and like arms. Kind of. It's really hard to describe. It's just a mess. Trust me. It looks like someone took a bunch of wet cement and kind of put it in a pile on the floor and then just kind of sculpted it with like their feet. And then they painted it. Oh God. They painted the face. There's spray paint on the face and this weird, like vermilion, like burnt orange, red kind of color. And it's faded and it's chipped. And it's just, oh God, it is so ugly. It is so ugly, baby. You wouldn't believe how ugly this thing is. Anyways, and it just sits there. That's the thing. It just sits there in its containment chamber in the corner facing the wall, usually just standing, doing nothing. Like if you walked past it on the street, you wouldn't even look at it twice. You would think it was just junk. Or, possibly so horrifying you cross the street so you wouldn't have to walk past it. Anyways, but so here's the thing, okay? If you look away, if you blink, if you turn your back on it for even half a second, it moves. And not like, oh, it, kind of shuffles around a little bit. No. It teleports, okay? It's just suddenly right behind you, and then it snaps your neck. That's it. That's what it does. It waits for you to stop looking, and then it kills you instantly. Just boom, you're dead. Yeah, I know, it's creepy when you think about it. But the thing is, when you actually have to work with it, it weirdly enough, like, stops being creepy after like a week. Then it just becomes really annoying. You would not believe it, because the protocol is you always have at least 2 people watching it at any given moment. And when someone needs to blink, they tell the other person, and then the other person stares, and then they blink, and then the first person can blink. It's this rotation thing. It's like a really stupid dance. But it works. Oh, and we use D class for the actual chamber work, obviously. The cleaning, because yeah. But yeah, so there's always a researcher in the observation room watching the monitors, and that researcher today was me. For 4 hours. 4 hours of staring at a monitor, watching 3 D-class personnel watch a statue. I mean, God, I have more important things to do. That was my afternoon. That was my whole afternoon, baby. So that is why my eyes, like every time I open and close them, it feels like sandpaper. And, yeah, that's why I always have to use those stupid eye drops all the time. Like, I have a bottle on my desk, I have one in my bag, I have one in my locker. I'm constantly putting drops in. I should, probably, look into buying shares, because I need to get my money back somehow, Yeah, but, 'cause if you don't, then your eyes start to water on their own, and then they start blurring, and then you panic that you're gonna miss something on the monitor, which is silly, because monitors don't blink, but yeah, the monitors are always watching, but your brain doesn't really care. Your brain just still goes, oh no, what if it moves? What if I miss it? It's a very stupid kind of stress. It's not even real danger stress. It's just staring stress. You're kind of quiet, sweetheart. Are you still there? Okay, good boy. Just checking. Where was I? Oh, so the incident. Yeah, the thing that happened today. I'm calling it an incident, but kind of really wasn't. I mean, so one of the D class, she's new. She only just got transferred in last week. She blinked. She just blinked. And the protocol is, when that happens, the supervising researcher, me, has to, log it, file a report, do a debrief with the personnel, do a psych eval to make sure she's not secretly trying to get killed. You'd be surprised how often we get people like that. Anyways, and then there's this whole write-up and why it happened, what we're going to change, recommendations for prevention. Like, what am I going to recommend? Tape her eyelids open? No, you can't do that. Apparently, that's against regulations. Apparently, we have rules about that now. I'm joking. We always have rules about that. But, like, seriously, like, what am I supposed to even put in the report? Subject blink because subject is a human person with eyelids that close involuntarily approximately every 2 to 10 seconds. Yeah. That's the answer. That's the only answer. But I have to type it up like it's some kind of like there's some deep insight to be gained. And I have to recommend additional training, which is just code for, oh, we're gonna make her watch the same boring orientation video she already watched. Sorry, I keep going back to complaining. I'm supposed to be like telling you about, my work, about the foundation, not whining about my paperwork. God, it just gets to me, It gets to me, baby. It's so tedious. Okay, what else? What else about 173? Oh, the smell. Did I ever tell you about the smell? Okay, so the chamber smells terrible. Like, okay, so the statue, it like emits these substances. Like, there's like this reddish brown stuff that accumulates on the floor around it. We're pretty sure it's blood and fecal matter of unknown origin, which is, yeah, that's not a fun line to read in a containment document of unknown origin. Like, whose blood? Whose? We don't know. That's the answer. We don't know whose. And every few weeks, someone has to go in and clean it up with supervision, of course, and with 3 set of eyes on the statue at all times. And then the cleaning crew always comes out looking like they've aged a decade. I mean, I can't blame them. Oh no, that's why we have D class. I've never had to do the cleaning. Like, thank God, I would quit. I would quit on the spot. I would walk out of that chamber, hand in my badge, and go be a barista. I don't know. I to be fair though, I think I'd be the best barista. I'd be so happy making lattes for the rest of my life. Oh, was that funny? I love your laugh, by the way. You know what's funny? Or maybe not that funny, but you would hate 173 duty. You would be so bad at it. I'm not even gonna lie. You can't even keep your eyes open right now, and we've been lying here for like, what, 15 minutes? 10? You'd last 30 seconds in the observation room. The statue would have you, like, immediately. Yeah, just like that. I'd come back to the chamber, and there'd just be, like, a little pile of, you. With a snapped neck, and I have to explain to the senior staff how my civilian boyfriend got into a containment chamber and got himself killed by a statue. A really ugly, smelling one. I'm kidding, baby. I'm kidding. You wouldn't really. No, I know you wouldn't. I'm just teasing you. You're way too sweet to be around 173. I mean, you'd feel bad for it. You'd be like, oh, poor statue. It just wants to move around. That's so sad. And then it would kill you, and then I'd be a widow. A girlfriend, widow, whatever the world is for that. Okay, what else is there? Have I told you about the lights? I think I've complained about the lights to you before. They're really bad. So they're fluorescent, right? They're these long fluorescent tubes, and they hum. The whole place hums. Every room, every hallway, every observation booth. There's just this low level, like, buzzing. Just you can't really hear it unless, like, you're paying attention to it. But, like, it's just enough to kind of drive you, like, just a little bit crazy if you pay attention to it, you know? And the color is so fucking weird. I can't explain it. Everything looks slightly, just like the faintest tinge of green. My skin looks green under those lights. Everyone looks sick. Like we're all a little seasick. We all look like we're dying. And, you can't have windows in containment areas, obviously. So you don't even know what time of day it is. It's like walking into a casino, just with less geriatrics and less fun. You go in at 9 in the morning and then you come out and it's dark and you're like, oh, I missed the whole day. The sun happened without me. Anyways, that happened today. That happened to me today. I went in this morning and it was bright and sunny, and by the time I came up for air, it was dark and freezing, and I had a protein bar for lunch. Ugh, it wasn't even a decent protein bar. It was one of those soy bars. Tastes like eating chalk, to be honest. Anyways, I think that's why I'm so cranky. I think I'm just cranky from missing the sun. Like, that's an actual thing, right? You know what, sweetheart? That's okay. That's okay, darling. You can close them all the way. You don't have to keep your eyes open for me. I'll just keep talking. I mean, that's the whole point why I'm doing this, right? Because you want to sleep, and I want to tell someone about my work, because I normally can't. The NDAs and stuff, and possibly getting assassinated by a government assassin or something. I don't know what they do. Just lie there and listen to my voice and just relax, You are such a good boy for me, though, aren't you? Letting me ramble, letting me decompress. You don't even know how much this is helping me. You have no idea. Okay, so, one down. Statue's done. I want to tell you about another one. All right, so let me think. This one's actually kind of scary. Like, genuinely. Okay, like the statue. It's creepy in a theoretical way, like it's creepy when you think about it, but in practice it's just super tedious and boring. But this one is different, okay? This one actually like legitimately freaks people out. Even researchers who've been there for years. I mean, even people who've worked with way worse stuff. There's just something about it. Oh yeah, we call him SCP-096. We just call him 096. Or sometimes the shy guy. That's the official nickname. It's in the documentation. Someone decided that was a good name, and it's not, because it kind of works, All right, so picture. Okay. Picture a guy, okay? Like a really tall, really skinny guy, okay? Like 7, almost 8 feet tall, I want to say, but like all wrong, okay? His proportions are off. His arms are too long. His fingers are too long. Like, he looks like this giant stretched out Nosferatu. He's completely hairless, and his skin is this really weird, like pale color, like white, like chalk, like, again, Nosferatu, and he just, he sits in his containment cell, hunched over with his hands covering his face all the time. Yeah. All the time. Yeah. He just sits there, covering his face, crying sometimes. You can hear him crying through the walls. It's actually kind of hard to hear sometimes. He just sounds like a really sad kid sometimes, and it's Anyways, if you left him alone, that's pretty much all he'd ever do. He'd just sit there forever and be sad and quiet. He doesn't eat. He doesn't sleep. He doesn't really do anything, honestly. He just covers his face and he cries. But here's the really creepy thing, right? If anyone sees his face, if anyone, anywhere, and I mean anywhere, sees his face, even through a camera, even in a photograph, even in a really blurry photograph, even in a drawing, if anyone catches sight of his face, even by accident, even for a fraction of a second, he knows. He just knows. We don't know how he knows. Nobody knows how he knows, but he knows. And he stands up and he screams and he runs. And when I say runs, I mean he can run through walls. He can run across continents. We've had incidents where someone in a totally different country glanced at his face in a leaked photo and he just left confinement. I mean, containment, confinement, same thing, right? Anyways, he walked through everything. He killed them. He killed everyone in between too if they got on the way. And then he just walked back to his cell and sat back down and covered his face like nothing happened. Yeah, I guess that's right. He's basically a person-shaped homing missile, and the trigger is just just looking at him. I know. It's a lot. The containment for him, the procedure, it's kind of intense. You know, his cell has no cameras inside. Obviously, we can only watch the door. And the door has like all these layers. There's the outer door, and then a chamber, and then another door, and then another chamber. So if he ever breached in, you know, in theory, we'd have time to respond before he got anywhere. In theory. In practice, he'd probably be in like Beijing before we finished writing the alert. And, you know, like everyone working that wing, they have to go through like this whole protocol. You wear these, they're like these welding goggles, kind of, but like darker. You can barely see through them. They're calibrated, so you can see shapes and walls and floors, but you can't really make out details on a face. You walk around looking like an idiot for your whole shift. You bump into things. People laugh at you in the hallways. But you wear them. You wear them because the alternative is not great. We had a near incident last week. I wasn't directly involved, thank God, but I heard about it. Anyway, so they were transporting him. Routine transfer, just moving him to a different wing for some maintenance on his usual cell. You know, because the materials in there, they do tend to degrade regularly. I mean, you know, oxidization and stuff. And anyways, one of the junior researchers, a really sweet kid, Daryl, I think. Darren? He just started. He's been there for just like maybe like six weeks. He was helping with the transport, and there was this moment where he caught a partial reflection on 096's face in a polished metal panel on the wall. Yeah, partial reflection. So like just like the lower half of the face kind of distorted for like not even that long. It was like a quarter of a second. But No, no, it wasn't enough. Thank God. It wasn't enough to trigger him. Oh my God. We weren't, like, we're not totally sure where the threshold is exactly. Because it's kind of hard to test that, right? But, well, apparently a quarter second of a distorted partial reflection doesn't cut it. Lucky. Really lucky. Um, but, still, they had to scrub the footage. They had to take the whole panel out of the wall and destroy it. They had to, like anesthetize, like, 3 people, including the kid. Anesthetize? Oh, that's our word for, do you remember the movie Men in Black? Yeah, yeah, so it's kind of like the neuralizer. Anyways, so the kid got it, and, like, 3 other people who were there. Anyways, so they did that. He doesn't even remember the incident anymore. He came in today, and he said hi to me at the coffee machine, like, totally normal. Told me about his weekend. He thinks his weekend was normal. Whatever they replaced it with, they replaced it with a normal weekend. And, I gotta be honest, that's the part that, kind of gets to me, honestly. Not the SCPs, the amnestics. We give them out like candy. Anyone who sees something they shouldn't. Anyone who learns something they shouldn't. Anyone who's just in the wrong place. Pill in a tiny cup. You take it. Memory's gone. Replaced with something else. Something easier. Yeah. Yeah, I've taken them. I've taken them so many times. I don't even remember how many. I mean, I guess that's the whole point, right? You don't remember taking them. You just know you've taken them because there are records. Your file has these gaps. Little redacted blocks where things used to be. And sometimes I look in my file and I wonder what's in there. Like, what did I do? What did I say? What did I forget? Well, yeah, I mean, I joke about it sometimes. You kind of have to, I told a friend of mine in another department, like, I could have been married before, who knows? I could have had a whole other life. Could have had kids. Could have had a dog. Could have killed someone. I mean, who's going to tell me, right? Yeah, it's funny, but also kind of not funny if you think about it for too long. I try not to think about it for too long. Oh, really? No, I don't think so. You'd be terrible around 096. You do know that, right? You'd be the worst. You're so curious about everything. I love you, but you're kind of nosy, baby. You're a nosy little sweetheart. Always wanting to see, always peeking. You'd hear there was something you weren't supposed to look at, and you just have to look. You wouldn't even be able to, help yourself. I know you. I know how you are. Oh, come on. You'd take one peek just to see what the fuss was about, and then it'd be over. He'd be running through the walls towards you, and I'd have to... No. I don't want to think about that. I'm not gonna finish that thought. That's a bad thought. Not before bed. Yeah, no, you are not getting anywhere near 096 ever. I have to make sure that he doesn't even know you exist. He's never gonna know you exist, okay? You stay right here in this bed next to me where I can keep an eye on you. The thing is, though, the thing about him, I feel bad for him. I do. Okay, yeah. Fair. Does sound insane, but I do. Because I don't think he's malicious. I don't think he's evil. And trust me, I would know what evil means. I mean, But he doesn't choose to do what he does. He's like he kind of reminds me of a wounded animal. He's terrified. He's terrified of being seen, and that's all. He just doesn't want anyone to look at him. And when someone does, he panics and he reacts and he can't stop himself. And then he comes back to his cell and he cries. He cries, baby. He sits there and he covers his face and he cries. Like, what do you even do with that? What do you do with something that doesn't want to hurt anyone but can't help it? So we just keep him in a box forever because that's the only thing we can do. He's never gonna get to walk around. He's never gonna get to see the sky. He's just gonna sit in that cell, covering his face, crying for the rest of his life. And it might be forever. We don't know if he can die. Probably not. It's just, it's sad. It's really sad. I don't usually let myself think about it like that because, if I did, I couldn't do my job. You have to be able to compartmentalize. Why is that word always so hard for me to say? Compartmentalize. That's right? You have to be able to look at these things as just objects to be contained. That's the whole philosophy. It's care, contain, protect. Not understand. Not empathize. Just contain. But sometimes when I'm walking past his wing and I hear him crying through the walls, I have a moment, just a moment. I just stop. And then I keep walking. Okay, I'm getting heavy. I'm getting way too heavy with this one. This isn't. Oh, I don't know why I thought this was a good bedtime topic. Let me move on to. Let me do a different one. The reptile. Yeah. SCP-682. This one's. Oh, this one's a whole thing. This one's been around since the beginning, since the Foundation was the Foundation. He's one of the oldest ones, or one of the oldest ones we have. Anyway, I mean, who knows how old he actually is. So he's this huge lizard thing, sort of. He's hard to describe because he doesn't always look the same. He changes. He adapts. But generally, he's vaguely reptilian. Vaguely. Big. The size of a... I don't know. The size of a bus, maybe? Bigger sometimes. He has scales and teeth and way too many limbs. And they're those, he's got these terrible eyes and he hates everything. I mean, he hates us. He hates the other SCPs, and he hates plants. He hates the air. I mean, he has this written down, thoroughly documented, hatred of all life. It's literally in his file. Displays extreme hatred towards all forms of life. That's that's an actual line. He talks too, you know. That's the worst part. He talks. He's smart. He's not just an animal. He knows what he's doing. He'll tell you in really good English exactly what he's going to do to you, with details, if I might add. And he's very descriptive. And the thing about him, okay, the whole reason he is such a problem is that we can't kill him. Oh, we tried. Trust me, we tried for decades. And by we've, I mean the Foundation, obviously not me. I wouldn't go near him with a fucking 10-foot pole if I could help it. So anyways, we've shot him, we've burned him, we've drowned him, we've dropped him in acid, lasers, antimatter. There's a whole list. It's an actual list. There's a document somewhere that's just like every termination attempt and what happened. It's like 100 pages long. We were very thorough. It could be more. I haven't read all of it. Nobody's read all of it. And the problem is, every time he adapts, he grows it back. He grows something new. He just keeps going. Oh God, he's like the worst possible Godzilla thing. He's been blown up and he's grown back. He's been dissolved and he's grown back. We dropped him in a vat of acid once and he just learned how to be acid proof. He grew new scales. He climbed out. He was a little annoyed. He's always annoyed. That's his whole personality. That's his thing. Hate and annoyance. He's like Oscar, but like 1,000 times worse. Where was I going with all this? Oh, Bright. Yeah, Dr. Bright. I was gonna tell you about Bright. Okay, so Dr. Bright is okay. Bright is so he's his own SCP, technically, but he also works for us. He's a researcher, yeah, sort of. I mean, so here's the thing, he's not allowed to do a lot of things. There's like a list of things. If you've noticed, we do lists. That's our whole agency is like half lists. Anyway, so there's a list of things Dr. Bright is not allowed to do at the Foundation, and it's been growing for years because that's what we do. And anyways, every time he does something new and stupid, they add it to the list. The list is famous. People print it out and put it on their office doors as a joke. And anyway, so Bright has this thing about 682, okay? He's obsessed with the lizard. Okay. He's been trying to come up with like new ways to kill him for years. It's like his hobby. I think it's actually like his one hobby. Like other researchers play tennis, or we have bowling league or bowling team in a bowling league. Pick up basketball games. But Bright just tries to figure out ways to kill the unkillable reptile. So anyways, this week, his latest attempt was... Hold on a second. Let me think this through. I want to get this right, because I know that this is already super confusing. Right, okay. So he tried to feed him, and I mean, Dr. Bright tried to feed 682 the really, really terrible Godzilla / Oscar beast through 914. Okay, 914 is really quick. So technically I think everyone calls it 914, but whatever. So 914 is like this machine, okay? It's this big clockwork machine. You put something in it and yeah, it is. It is. Anyway, so you set a dial and the dial has settings like rough, coarse, and fine, and very fine. And then the machine does something to the object, like refines it, kind of like changes it, like a coffee grinder in some ways, but not really. I think I'm just confusing you more. Anyways, sometimes it makes things better. Sometimes it makes things worse. Sometimes it just turns it into a completely different object that has nothing to do with the original. It's unpredictable. It's a very weird machine. We don't really understand it. And, it's an old machine, so we just use it very carefully. So, Bright's idea was, what if we put 682, the lizard, in 914, the machine, on the very fine setting to, see if it would like dissolve him at a molecular level, refine him into dust, just molecules, like the coffee grinder I was telling you about. Yeah. Which is, first of all, 682 is way too big in 914. I mean, the machine isn't that big, so already there's a problem there. But Bright had this whole like idea where he was going to build a bigger version of 914. The guy had drawings. He brought drawings to the senior staff meeting. He made a PowerPoint. Baby, he made a fucking PowerPoint. God. Anyway, so he stood up at the senior staff meeting and he presented his fucking PowerPoint with charts. It was amazing. He had charts about how this was definitely going to work and definitely going to kill 682 and definitely going to solve our biggest containment problem forever. And we just all, like, unilaterally, not even like talking about it, we just all decided to sit there. Everyone, we just sat there watching him with our coffees. And nobody said anything. We just let him finish the whole presentation. And then the director was just like, no. Crazy, right? Just flat out no. That's the whole response. And then, he moved on to the next agenda item. Oh my God. I was dying in my seat. And oh God, because he had put so much effort into, the PowerPoint and everything. And oh God. But anyways, so like Bright sat down and he didn't even look upset. I mean, I don't think anyone was like, I think that was kind of like the outcome that we all expected, to be honest, and I could tell, I mean, the whole room, we could tell that he was already thinking about his next idea. I mean, like you could see it. You could see him thinking. He was already planning the next stupid idea. And you know what? He's gonna get suspended again. I'm pretty sure of it. He's gonna do something, and he's gonna get suspended. Probably this month. Oh fuck, maybe even next week. But he doesn't care. He's been suspended like, I don't know, 15, 20 times, 30. God, it doesn't even mean anything to him anymore. He just comes back. Oh God, did I tell you about the donuts? Oh my God. Okay, so at the senior staff meeting, the one with the slideshow and everything, someone brought donuts, which is like, we don't usually do that. Okay, we don't usually have snacks or like at the senior staff meetings. Like it's not that kind of meeting, But anyway, someone brought donuts. I don't know who. They were just there when we got there. A whole box from the place by the front gate, and They were so stale, baby. They were the worst donuts I've ever had. Oh God, like you could tell they'd been sitting there for a day, maybe 2 days. The glaze was hard. You bit into them and they crunched. Donuts shouldn't crunch unless it's like a streusel topping. You know, that's they should be soft though, you know, right? They should be a little squishy, a little jammy. You know, that's the whole thing about donuts. But anyway, so I ate one because I was hungry and I'd been in containment all morning, and I mean, it's still food, right? And so the whole meeting in my memory, it's just it's bright with this fucking PowerPoint and the director saying no, and me chewing on this terrible crunchy donut. Just chewing, trying to chew quietly, trying not to draw attention to myself with my chewing, cuz you know, if you make noise at a senior staff meeting, people notice. People remember. And the donut was so loud. Oh my God, it was so loud. I could hear my own jaw. It was so awkward. And there was this moment, you know, where Bright was at the part of his PowerPoint where he was just like showing the molecular breakdown chart, and I bit into the donut and it made this huge crunching sound. Oh my God. And then he stopped. He just pressed like he stopped the PowerPoint, and then he just turned and he looked at me, and everyone just looked at me, and I just had to sit there with this mouthful of donut, looking back at them, not chewing, just sitting there with my cheeks full like a fucking hamster. And then you know, yeah, after a second, like, he just kept going. I mean, obviously he has to, right? But like, I will never forget that. I will never forget the donut moment. That is easily the most embarrassing thing that's happened to me all week. Worse than the 173 incident, worse than anything. Just the donut. Oh man. Sorry, I'm rambling. God, I just keep going off on these tangents. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. Oh, the point about 682 is the point is we're never gonna kill him. We're just not. And I think a lot of us have just quietly accepted that. We don't talk about it. I mean, the official line is that termination is still a priority, but unofficially, you know, in the break room, late at night, when our hunched over reports and our computers, we know. Come on, we all know. He's gonna outlast all of us. He's gonna outlast the Foundation, probably. He's gonna outlast humanity. And you know, in a weird way, I find that kind of peaceful. Is that weird? Oh, fuck, that's weird. I know it's weird, but there's something almost comforting about it. Like there's this thing in the world that's just bigger than us, that's gonna be here after we're gone, that doesn't care about us at all. We can't kill it. It can't really kill us, not from inside itself. Thank God. So we just coexist forever. Locked in our, you know, little stalemate. Him in his containment chamber, hating everything. Us out here doing our paperwork. With our terrible coffee and our stale fucking donuts. I think I'm rambling. Am I rambling? I feel like I've been talking for a really long time. You're so quiet. You're being so good. So still. I love how warm you are. You are so warm. I love how warm did I already say that? I feel like I've said that already. You're being such a good boy for me. You know that? Such a good boy. Just laying here, letting mommy talk, letting me unwind. Okay. One more. Just one more and then we sleep. Okay, darling? I promise, just one more. I never get to talk about my work, so I'm super excited, you know? I've saved the best for last, too. This is the nice one. I've saved it for last because it's my favorite. Because everything else I've told you about has been scary or sad or stupid or this one is just nice. Yeah, nice. Okay, so SCP-999. My favorite. Did I say that already? I said that already. Yeah. He's my favorite. He's okay. He's a big blob. He's just a big blob of orange. Like, imagine a really big pile of orange slime. Like Jello, kind of. Or, no, more like pudding. He's like pudding. He's kind of jiggly. And he's translucent, sort of like you can see through him a little bit if the light's right. He weighs about 120 pounds, I think. Something like that. He's about the size of a I don't know, a really, really big dog, maybe. A medium-sized person curled up. I don't know. He's hard to measure because he can't really hold a shape. He just kind of spreads out and then gathers himself back up and then spreads out again. And he has these little, they're not really eyes, but they're sort of eye-shaped. 2 little dark spots on his front. Or, I mean, what we've decided is his front. He doesn't really have a front. He's just a blob, I mean, but the eye spots are usually pointed at whoever's looking at him, so we call that the front. And he's just the sweetest thing, sweetheart. He's the sweetest. Not as sweet as you, but I mean, he's anyway, so he's safe class, which means we've decided he's not dangerous, basically. And he just lives in his little containment area, which isn't even really a containment area. It's just a room with toys in it. We give him toys, stuffed animals, coloring books, even though he can't really color, just things to make him happy. He likes to be happy. He's friendly. Yeah, he loves people. He loves everyone. He wants to hug everyone, and his version of a hug is to kind of envelop you. He oozes onto you, which sounds kind of gross. I know, but it's actually it's really like the nicest feeling. He's warm, you know. He's perfect temperature somehow, and he's not sticky, and he just kind of rests against you like a really heavy weighted blanket. Oh, what does he smell like? That's a good question. So this is the thing about him. This is the cool thing, the smell. He smells like whatever makes you happiest. Like your brain just decides what your favorite smell is, and that's what he smells like to you.
It is different for everyone. You know, everyone smells something different. You know, for some people, it's like cookies or coffee or like a flower, like a rose or lilies or, you know. That's a even better question. What does he smell like to me? He smells like you, baby. Yeah. I went and visited today after the 173 thing because I needed to decompress. And I sat down next to him and he kind of, you know, leaned against me and I closed my eyes and he smelled like you. He smelled like your shampoo and that Old Spice deodorant you always use. And he smelled like the back of your neck. You know how you smell back there? Like smell like your scent. I don't mean like actually smelly. It's like a warm smell. It's a clean, warm smell. That's what he smells like. Hmm. And I sat there for like 20 minutes just smelling him and missing you. And the whole time he was just gently oozing against my leg like a really happy little cat. Like a happy little orange cat with no bones, which is basically a cat, right? And that's when I knew I had to come home. That's why I left work when I did, because he reminded me of you, and I just I wanted to be here with you. You know, you're kind of like my 999. You know, you make me feel better just by being around. You don't even have to do anything. You don't even have to, you know, say anything smart or fix any problems or, you know, make a lot of money. You just have to be here. Just be warm and soft and smell the way you do. And I feel better. It's cheesy. I know it's cheesy. Psh, don't laugh at me. I'm being honest. You're my little tickle monster, you know that, right? Oh, God, that's so dumb. That's such a dumb thing to call you. I'm not gonna call you that. Oh, God, forget I said that. I'm dying from cringe right now. Why did I say that out loud? Oh my God, it's because I'm tired. Hard to have asleep. I'm allowed to say dumb things when I'm tired. He doesn't actually tickle people, by the way. Because that would be, I mean, when you think about it, it's actually kind of creepy. The name's misleading. We just call him the tickle monster because when he envelops you, it kind of feels good. Apparently, like some people report a tickling sensation. Most people just, you know, it just feels nice, like being hugged by somebody who really really wants to hug you. He's actually like one of the most popular SCPs that we take care of. We have a lot of touch deprived people, like touch starved people, which should come as a surprise to no one. And then he just, oh God, it's amazing, honestly. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that, you know, he's basically classified government asset, you know, we could take him around to hospitals and like retirement homes, and like there's got to be a lot of people who would just benefit from that kind of thing, you know? Oh, and I gotta tell you, there's this chemical thing. There's that sounded bad, but there's a thing that he does when you touch him. He releases this kind of chemical that makes you feel happy, like biochemically happy. Endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, the works. It's like a little drug high, but without any of the bad parts. You just feel good. You feel like everything is gonna be okay. We're not, and of course, we're not allowed to spend too much time with him. I mean, there are rules. You can only visit for a certain number of minutes per week. We've practically got a sign up sheet. Like, oh yeah, Brian has him at 1:30 on Thursdays, kind of thing. And you kind of need to, because it's addictive. Of course it is. I mean, anything that makes you feel that good is gonna be addictive. Yeah, of course, people have gotten in trouble for sneaking in to see him. I mean, can you blame them? People, I've got God, let me think. I'm blanking on the name, but there was a researcher a few years ago, before my time, who basically just lived in 999's containment for 3 days. They had to drag him out. I don't know what happened to him after that, to be honest. But I get it. I get the impulse. I do get it. But honestly, I'd rather have you. I'd rather have this. This is way better than 999. This is, you don't have a chemical thing. You're not making me high. You're just you. And you make me feel, oh. What was I saying? Oh, you make me feel. I forgot the word. There's a word for it. It's like everything's settled. Like the world is in its right place. Like I'm in my body for once, instead of just, floating around outside it. Settled? Is that the word? Maybe, I think. I don't. The smell thing I was talking about. The smell thing. Yeah. Did you know it works on him too, by the way? Like he smells things. And yeah, he likes certain scents. He likes he likes when researchers come in wearing perfume. He gets really excited. He kind of wiggles. He's a wiggly little guy. Oh God, do you remember that old Robin Williams film with the green thing? Flubber, maybe? Yeah, he's gonna outlive most of the other SCPs, I think. He's gonna be fine. Whatever the future is, he's gonna be okay. Because nobody's gonna want to hurt him. Even if everything falls apart, even if the foundation collapses and everything escapes confinement and the world just goes to hell in a shit basket. Or is it the world goes to shit in a hell basket? The world goes to hell in a handbasket? Whatever. Anyway, someone's gonna take 999 with them. He's gonna be okay. That makes me happy. I like that. He's gonna be okay. You're so good to me. I appreciate you, You waited up for me. You let me ramble. You let me complain about my stupid job. You let me be cranky and tired and weird, and you just laid there and let me be. You didn't even fall asleep right away like you normally would. You are such a good boy. You're such a good boy for me, aren't you? I love you so much. I don't say that enough, do I? I should say it more. I'm definitely gonna say it more. But don't tell anyone at work I'm like this. They don't know. They think I'm this serious, scary person. The senior staff thinks I'm intimidating. Did you know that? Yeah, I overheard it once in the ladies' room. I was, doing my business, and these two senior staff came in. I heard them talking about me, and they think I'm intimidating me. And I'm just over here being soft for you. They only knew. If they could see me right now, they'd be so disappointed, I'd lose all my authority. I'd never get another promotion. It's worth it, though. You're worth it. I think. I think I'm starting to get a little sleepy, too. Is that allowed? I'm supposed to be putting you to sleep, but I think I'm gonna... Did I lock the front door? I think I did. I think I locked it. It's fine, even if I didn't. Nobody's gonna come in. It's fine. I have to be at the site by 9 tomorrow, or 8:30. I forget. It's one of those. We'll find out. Alarm. I have an alarm. I don't worry about it. I'm just gonna close my eyes for a second. Just for a second. I'm not going to sleep. I'm just resting them. They're tired from the staring. From the statue. The staring at the statue. From earlier. Statue staring. Just for a second. Good night. Darling. My good boy. Love you.